Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just a little under 2 months away from its official release by Disney, Lucasfilm, J.J. Abrams, and crew that is all set and ready to end the sequel trilogy and the Skywalker saga itself. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Episode 9 is that we do know that J.J. Abrams is going to be introducing different types of Star Wars lore, such as things related to the Jedi, the Sith, and the Force in general, associated with both the dark and the light sides of the Force, that's going to change how we view different pieces of Star Wars canon material that falls under both Disney and Lucasfilm. Now, J.J. Abrams does have a plan in place in order to make this by far the darkest Star Wars film there is out of the entire Skywalker saga, which really is a big deal because it tells us, the fans, that he really is trying to be very ambitious with this movie, and he's really trying to top Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Do I think he will be able to make it darker than Episode 3? Not really. It all depends on exactly what's going to be thrown into it, but based on what we have seen in the trailers and from the leaks that we've been going over, I still stand by Revenge of the Sith being the darkest Star Wars film out of the entire saga. Now, with that being said, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that shot descriptions consisting of a sequence where it's explained that both Rey and Kylo Ren are said to be in a confrontation in front of Emperor Palpatine inside of his throne room, where it's explained that he is said to be providing both Rey and Kylo Ren a lesson about the dark side of the Force. Now, it's explained that Palpatine unveils to both Rey and Kylo Ren that at one point in his life when traveling to one of the Dark Temples is where Sidious learned that the Whills are the ones who created the Sun. Now, the Sun is said to be the embodiment of the dark side of the Force, and the Force that the Whills were actually the ones who created the realm of Mortis as well, where it's described that it's revealed by Sidious that the Whills, who are godlike beings, allowed the Sun to exist, and that the Dark Temples around the entire galaxy are what gave power to the realm of Mortis as well as the Beyond. It's explained by Palpatine that the old tale that he tells to both Rey and Kylo Ren, telling them that specifically it was a fallen will, essentially a dark side-oriented godlike being, who created the Sun, and that Palpatine is said to harness some of this power from the Beyond that was created by the fallen will at first, and later balanced by the rest of the other wills. Now, the sequence is said to serve as a lesson by Palpatine to both Rey and Kylo Ren about the origins of the dark side. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, what I like about this is that this, once again, is J.J. Abrams tapping into Star Wars The Clone Wars material and kind of expanding it a little bit to the point where we're going to be learning more about the character of the Sun, and of course, Palpatine's knowledge about the Sun and how it really does expand over to the fallen will. Now, in case you guys have no idea what in the world the Whills really are, these are godlike beings that have created the entire universe and the galaxy in the Star Wars franchise as we know it, that watch over all of the events that take place in the prequels, the originals, the sequels, and everything that comes before and after all of that. And what I like about this is that Palpatine unveils that he learned about this ancient knowledge at one of the Dark Temples, that of course the fallen will was the one responsible who created the Sun. Now, the Sun, a very popular character in Star Wars, the Clone Wars, you guys may recall when the Sun actually offered the vision to Anakin Skywalker, making him realize that he would eventually become Darth Vader. Very interesting episode. I do suggest that you guys go ahead and check it out. In that particular episode, you can see how the Sun is very important to Anakin's story as well. But particularly here, in this particular scene by Palpatine, he's telling both Rey and Kylo Ren a tale about the origins of the dark side that eventually goes over into the discussion, this conversation, if you will, about the Sun himself and how he was actually created by the Whills, specifically a fallen will. Now, not only that, but the realm of Mortis itself was also created by the Whills in general, and that's actually powered by the Dark Temples around the entire galaxy. Now, what I like about this is that this is once again J.J. Abrams tapping into Star Wars lore, tapping into, of course, the dark side, the light side, and everything that comes in between, the origins of it all, and exactly how it's going to be explained by Palpatine, right? Palpatine is actually said to share his philosophy in this movie, where we're going to actually see a different side of Palpatine in The Rise of Skywalker. Again, Palpatine has been pretty much living on the world of Exegol for 30-some years now, in between the events of episodes 6 and 7, essentially faking his death and rebuilding the Empire into what it is today, known as the new Sith Empire in The Rise of Skywalker. So that's another thing to look forward to for sure, is that we are going to see 3 factions in this movie. You got the Empire, you got the new Sith Empire, and of course you got the Resistance. So I cannot wait to see exactly what J.J. Abrams has in store for the major space battles to come in episode 9, and how that's all really gonna, pretty much unfold in this story for episode 9's characters Rey and Kylo Ren. Anyways guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.